Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, along with the state's controversial new Surgeon General, have signed a new rule that says Florida will not force students to quarantine if they've been exposed to COVID as long as they are asymptomatic. This move comes as HHS reports daily average of more than 9,000 COVID hospitalizations, as deaths have risen by 10% in the past 2 weeks. And according to the CDC, only 56% of Florida's population is fully vaccinated. So I'd like to bring in Alachua County Schools Superintendent Simon, thank you, and Miami-Dade Schools Superintendent Alberto Carvalho for more on this. Thanks both for being here. So let me start with Superintendent Simon. You've been critical of this new rule, I understand. Tell us, what are you most concerned about with what the state of Florida is doing now?
Well, it seems like the governor and the Surgeon General are working backwards as far as trying to protect our students. I'm very concerned how these rules would work with making sure that we have the workforce. I have teachers who are very concerned, and I worry that they would not want to come to work if they felt that the district was not doing everything that they could to protect them. I also am worried about families who would not want to attend school because of those same reasons. I'm really confused and just shocked that the approach for handling the COVID transmission is to actually reduce any of our protective devices and actions. And that's frustrating, to say the least.
Superintendent Carvalho, what about you? What's your reaction to the rule, and what are you seeing in terms of COVID cases in your school district?
So number one, this is the proverbial solution looking for a problem. In Miami-Dade County Public Schools, the fourth largest school system in the nation, with over 330,000 students, we've only had about 3,000 students last week who were quarantined. That's 0.9% of our student population. There is no crisis in Miami right now specific to students being out of school because of quarantine conditions. Secondly, there are encouraging data points specific to Miami-Dade. A disproportionately high percentage of those who are eligible actually having been vaccinated, approaching 98%. That's remarkable. About 88% of our teachers have been vaccinated, and our protocols are working. We have strict protocols advised by medical experts and public health officials that have developed a number of criteria that we are guided by. And I can tell you that we will continue to be guided by scientific principles and the expert advice of pediatricians, immunologists, and those who actually study these issues.
And Superintendent Simon, back to you. The Florida GOP Senator Manny Diaz Jr. has now called for a review of all vaccine mandates, and that includes polio and mumps and rubella, the vaccinations that all American children have, basically. How do you think the dangers of the politicization of COVID in Florida is now really threatening so much more? It's kept the state a hotspot for so long, and it shows that it may affect the health of children down through the years in that state.
Well, hearing that discussion about other vaccines, just again, I'm surprised we're even having these discussions. The reason we have healthy, safe school environments is because of the safety that vaccines provide us as a community. This is how we take care of each other. There used to be a time when this was a form of pride to get yourself vaccinated for smallpox and things like that. So you were protecting everyone in your community. And I'm just so shocked at the levels of steps that politics is having us just regress. And it's unsettling.
Superintendent Carvalho, we mentioned up top the newly appointed controversial Surgeon General and how he says that too much emphasis has been placed on vaccines. And he even quoted saying it's been treated almost like a religion and that it's just senseless. How's this rhetoric from someone like Florida's top doctor affecting your ability to do your job?
Well, certainly, as I spoke earlier, we are proud of the fact that in Miami-Dade, the level of immunization is quite high. I am disappointed and, quite frankly, concerned, not only as a superintendent, as an educator, but as a father, that we are devaluing science and, quite frankly, embracing something other than science. You know, for generations, Americans have benefited, and the world have benefited from American ingenuity and vaccines against polio, mumps, measles, hepatitis B, to devalue their effectiveness when the scientific data is so compelling is deadly. I'm a superintendent of a district that since August 16th has experienced death, not only of students, but also of employees, 13 colleagues of mine. Each life is precious. So if you devalue the importance of science and the role that vaccines have had in American society for generations, we are inviting dark days of despair, sickness, and death.
And meanwhile, as part of the Biden administration's Project Safe grant program, an initial sum of $148,000, the first school in the nation that's been awarded to lachua. Have I got that pronunciation right? I should know that. I'm sorry. County school board members. They voted this summer to mandate masks despite Governor DeSantis' ban. So, Superintendent Simon, first tell me how to pronounce correctly that kind of, but lachua, thank you. What do you make of all this coming from one of the state's new medical officers, in addition to Ron DeSantis?
I mean, we're pleased that the Biden administration is supporting us. We're pleased that we're able to provide this safe environment. And, you know, we're just discouraged that this is what's happening in our state. We're very much focused on having face-to-face instruction, having our students in classes. And we know that the steps that we're taking in our district are what is keeping us open and allowing us to have these opportunities. We're very worried that the increase of pressure to not allow masks or allow parents to opt out or allow parents to opt out of having to quarantine their child if they're asymptomatic, this is really just it's going to hurt our community. It's going to hurt the field of education and our school system, because our teachers need us to be fighting for them and our students to do as well. And we're going to do what we can to make sure that we provide the safe environment that we're constitutionally required to do so.
Superintendents Simon and Alberto Carvalho, as a mom, I appreciate you both. And as educators, I appreciate you both as well. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.